Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see about the history of Python. We know that there are many programming languages like C, C++, Java and Python. Let us see in this video about the history of Python. Python is a widely used general purpose high level programming language. We have programming languages high level and middle level. Here these high level languages are usually like a English like language where we can understand the words easily. It was initially designed by Guido van Rossum in 1991 and developed by Python Software Foundation. It was mainly developed for emphasis on code readability. What is code readability is the code should be easy to read and understand. So that is called code readability. That means fewer codes will lead to good readability. So Python is one such language where we can have less lines of code, which improves the readability. Its syntax allows the programmers to express the concepts in fewer lines of code. So just as I said earlier, big tasks can even be accomplished by a few lines of code. So that is the beauty of Python. And the programming language in which Python is said to have succeeded is ABC programming language. So when the computer science started developing, many languages have been developed by many of the programmers and developers, and one such language developed was the ABC programming language. After that, this Python was developed. He had taken that syntax of ABC and some of the good features. So any language will have its own good features. So he chosen the good features of the language ABC and they implemented that in the Python language. It came with a lot of compliance too, so he fixed those issues completely and had created a good scripting language that had removed all the flaws. Flaws are the errors. So it's improvement of the ABC language where the difficulty they found was removed and the new language was developed. The language was finally released in 1991. When it was released, it used a lot of fewer codes to express the concepts when we compare it with Java, C++ and C. So we know that we have many many high-level languages such as C, C++ and Java, and here C++ and Java are object-oriented language. This Python is also object-oriented language. So when compared to the languages C, C++ and Java, Python requires only fewer lines of code. So that makes the Python very attractive for the beginners to learn. Its design philosophy was quite good too. Its main objective is to provide code readability and advanced developer productivity. So as we said earlier, code readability is fewer number of codes for heavier tasks. There is the code readability and the codes are placed with the proper indentation. And productivity means if a developer instead of just concentrating on the simple or basic task, Python produces many libraries, presents many libraries where they can use these libraries for complex tasks. So the time of the programmer is used for the productivity. That means the programmer can concentrate on producing higher level of codes so that he need not concentrate in the lower levels which has been developed as a many modules in Python. That means Python is vast library is there in Python. Vast library is there. When it was released, it had more than enough capacity or capability to provide. So what are the things that language provide was classes with inheritance. So classes is one concept in language, which is the object oriented programming language, and this property of inheritance helps to develop new classes from the base classes. That is one of the capability that Python had from the beginning. Then it's several core data types. So we need data types to program different type of data. So those core types are available in Python. And exception handling. So what is exception handling is The normal flow of the program may not always happen, and there may be some exceptional cases or the abnormal cases. If those cases occur, how to handle them, that is called as an exception handling. So that was also available in Python. And functions. So functions are the repeated set of codes which can be called and used, and it can be sent back. So the functions are separate piece of codes which is written and stored in any part of the memory, and any program can use the functions just calling the functions by parameters. So the work will be done and the answer will be given through the functions. That is the concept of functions. So Python had these four capabilities from the beginning itself, that is the classes with inheritance, several core data types, exception handling, and functions. The two of the most used versions of Python are 2.x and 3.x. That means there may be 2.1, 2.2, 2.3 and so on. Same way the next higher version is 3, and they also have similar subversions like 3.1, 3.23 etc. So they are all the most widely used versions. For various purposes such as developing, scripting, generation and software testing, this language is utilized. Due to its elegance and simplicity, top technology organizations like Dropbox, Google, Quora, Mozilla, Hewlett Packard, Qualcomm, IBM and Cisco have implemented Python. So Python has that much capacity, that capability, that it can deal with many situations and many type of data types and the functions. So the organizations, the big organizations started using Python as their language to implement their functionalities. Python has come a long way to become the most popular coding language in the world. So everywhere now Python is the talk, and the Python is has become a pronounced language in the world. Python has been an inspiration for many other coding languages such as Ruby, Cobra, Boo, CoffeeScript, ECMAS script, Groovy, Swift, Go, OCAML, Julia, etc. So what this means is that because of the capability of the Python, there are some different versions or different angle the Python language is looked into, and that implementation of the Python or the Python which has inspired has given the confidence to create new coding languages as mentioned above. That means Python inspired a lot of the code developers. So this is the history of Python. Thanks for watching.